What up? What up? What up? Top of the top. You already know. What's up, y'all? What's good? Good morning, Rondell. What's up? My boy Allen. My man ASAP Auto. Tapping in from the Midwest. Black Barbie, ABG, BK all day. Y'all know how we do. Miss Lay Jones, what's up? I see the family is here very early. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Hopefully everybody had a good day yesterday and a good night and a good rest. But I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling good this morning. I went to bed early. You know what I'm saying? Me and the bro chopped it up last night. You know what I'm saying? Me and my man P, we had a good conversation for about an hour. And you know what I'm saying? He in a good place right now. Things is looking better. What up, Juice? But, you know, I'm about to cook a little bit today. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I see the family pulling up early. And, you know, I ain't going to hold y'all too long. Y'all already know my slogans. Y'all know how I get down. Y'all know how I give it up. But like I said, the real always going to remain solid. And the fraud and the fake, they always going to dwindle and fold and crumble down the gutter. Because that's what they do. But anyway, it's Black History Month. And, you know, I'm still going to be chopping it up, dropping some jewels along with some ignorance. Because, you know, everybody love a little bit of ignorance. You know, we all like to be entertained, and this is entertainment. Don't get it twisted. It's all entertainment. You get out of it what you get out of it. I'm going to drop the jewels, y'all already know, but I'm always going to bring the ignorance. Because some people love the ignorance, like some people just don't know when to shut up. But anyway, good morning to the family, Mr. X. What up? And it's the For No Fame Live episode 106. And y'all already know we on the grind. And today I'm going to be talking about how Trey Songz is an alleged booty bandit. And we already know he got a lot of lawsuits going on, but I'm going to be talking about the particular lawsuit from 2016. Now, you know, recently, the newest lawsuit is from 2020 for $20 million. Now we got another case from 2016, and this Jane Doe, she wants $20 million. So either way, with all the lawsuits on Trey Songz' neck, he gonna be fighting for his life. And if he got to pay out, we know he gonna be broke. But we also know his finances are gonna be drained fighting these cases. Either way, it's all alleged information. But Trey Songz is being accused of being a booty bandit, and they're saying, or Jane Doe is saying, he likes to take booties. Now, like I said, this allegations, I don't know how true it is, but I'm gonna be getting into that. I'm also gonna be getting into the woman by the name of CHRISEANROCK. I don't know if it's Chrisean, I don't know, but CHRISEANROCK. It sounds like two man names put together, Chris and Sean. So CHRISEANROCK. And CHRISEANROCK is one of Blueface artists. You know, the woman we seen getting kicked out the crib about a month ago. And she has been reportedly been arrested on multiple charges. But one of the charges is distributing a controlled substance and possession with intent to sell. And the drug she's being accused of trying to sell is allegedly crack, that crack rock. I'm going to be talking about that. And I'm also going to be talking about the drug dealer from Texas that was sleeping with his sister. And not only was he sleeping with his sister, he got mad and beat her and killed her, beat her to death. And we got more proof that it's a bunch of sickos out here, and they come in all shape, forms, fashions, and colors. For those who like to play the race game. This right here, when I saw this story with this dude sleeping with his sister, I'm glad he was from a certain background. I'm also going to be talking about modern day slavery because it has been discovered in Georgia. It's been some modern day slavery going on. And a lot of people like to, they always wanted to put slavery on black people and said that black people all were slaves. But now in the modern day time, we got proof and evidence that slavery is still going on in America. And once again, this ain't got nothing to do with nobody black. And y'all already know I don't play the race game, but I'm going to be throwing a little jabs today. What's up, Miss Deja? I'm going to be throwing a little jabs because that's what I do. For people that love to talk about race and black people and white people and Spanish people and Latinos, all that, and Asians. Y'all like to talk about race? Well, I'm going to be throwing a little bit of jabs at racists today, all right? Don't get mad. Also, a 20-year-old civil rights activist, a political individual, has been charged with attempted murder because he tried to take out a candidate that was running for mayor in Kentucky. This individual tried to go in there with a Glock 9 and pop shots at the mayor candidate. And this happened in Kentucky. And this individual happens to be from Black Lives Matter that put that work in. Because to some people, they feel like Black Lives Matter is a game, a 3-letter game. I'm going to be talking about that. So without further ado, I see the people pulling up. And y'all already know what time it is. So without further ado, let's go. Here we go again with Mr. Steal Your Girl. But allegedly, he likes to steal booty too. He likes to steal buns. And y'all already know we had a conversation yesterday about dudes who like to show their cleavage. So what is Trey Songz doing in this picture? Is he not showing his cleavage? Is he not purposely sagging his pants, showing his boxes? Is he not purposely with his shirt off, sweating? Has he not also been alleged with many different allegations, many different sexual behaviors? Has he not also been accused of being suspect before? Or am I making this up? But I'm trying to show you how they always going to tell on themselves. That's what they do. And we know Mr. Steal Your Girl, a.k.a. Trey Songz, has made a lot of money off trying to be a sex figure, a sex icon. What up, Wax Dog? What up, bro? We know Trey Songz has been trying to be a sex icon or whatever. Y'all remember when he first came out, they were saying he was going to be the new R. Kelly. But my point is, he gladly went by the name of Mr. Steal Your Girl. And we know dudes who like to try to steal your girl, a lot of them are shiesty individuals. Sometimes it can be a fake homeboy. It's always a dude that wants your girl or want something he ain't got. And he one of these type of dudes. And he probably the same type of dude that feel like, because he Trey Songz, every woman is supposed to just drop it like it's hot. But he is now being sued in court once again. Well, this particular case, it has some more clarity to it, I'll say that. And this is the case from 2016. And I'm going to get into this story, all right? And this is reported by TMZ, so I ain't making this up. They say Trey Songz, right, the Jane Doe from 2016. Now, she says she had consensual sexual relationship with Mr. Songz before the alleged rape. But she claims, she was going to have regular sex with him, but she claims he asked if he can get some of that you-know-what. He wanted that hole in the back. He didn't want the slit in the front. He wanted the hole in the back. And she claims he asked if he can get that part of her body as they headed to the bedroom, in which she said no repeatedly. And then she claims that Mr. Steal Your Girl threw her to the ground, ripped off her clothes, and forced himself inside of her anus without consent. And she claims someone entered the room and quickly left out during the alleged incident, and Songz continued to do his thing, violating her hole in the back. And she claims after Trey finished, she ran out without her underwear and ran outside to call an Uber. So she claims that she grabbed her clothes up, but she wasn't able to put her drawers on, and she got up out the room and she called the Uber. And this woman claims that her Uber driver saw she was in distress and took her to the hospital. And when she went to the hospital, she got an assault exam, which was performed on her anus, and it showed severe anal tearing. And it was said that she would have to require surgery. And she says that she did not give his name out of fear. And Mr. Still Your Girl, aka Trey Songz, faces charges in Miami and in New York. So he has multiple charges he is facing. And a lot of these stories got the same type of story, but this is all alleged because it has to be shown and proven in court. But this woman says that she willingly had sex with him, but she basically said before they was having sex, she was, they was on her way to the room and she was going to have sex with the man. And when he asked to get some of that booty, she said no. And according to what this woman is saying, he forcibly took her booty hole and violated her. And according to this woman, she got the proof from the hospital that her booty had tears in it. So we know Mr. Still Your Girl is a booty bandit, allegedly. Maybe he wanted a different type of booty, and he had to just deal with her for that night. Who knows? We don't know. But that's what happens when you try to make yourself a sex symbol and you become a sex demon. You're always going to be caught up in some sexual allegations because you don't know how to chill. And y'all already know we had these conversations about how once you get your money to a certain level, once you become a rich man, you can sit back, start your little family, get you the baddest chick on the planet. When you got money like Trey Songz, you can have a bad chick, a bad wife. You got enough money to have you a bad side piece and like 2 baby mamas, I'm going to be real, and have all of them be cool with each other when you got money like him. So you ain't got to be out here trying to do nothing. But when you want to be that single man, a gigolo, a fake player, and you want to go to every party and smash every chick you see, those going to be the dudes always getting caught up in sexual allegations. Then we do got to understand that y'all know a lot of this goes hand in hand with the entertainment game. We spoke about these things, running trains, passing chicks off, jump offs. Dudes smash a dude like Trey. He bagged the chick up. He smashed it and passed it to the homies. Or tell her, I smash you, but if you smash me, you got to smash the bros too. And some chicks agree with it. But after the fact, when they start thinking to themselves, when they get home and they broke and penniless and time go by, they start realizing this dude finessed me. And then some of them do want to get some payback. In some situations, that does happen. But my point is, if you conduct yourself as a man of class and act like you know what I'm saying, you a stand-up individual, you won't get caught up in these type of allegations. If you treat, even the lowest of the whores, if you treat them with respect, they still respect you, and you know what I'm saying, they won't burn that bridge because they already know that you looked out for them, and it's always a chance they might need you in the future, and you might look out for them again. And this is a little jewel, you know what I'm saying? And this ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but this is a street jewel, you know what I'm saying? This come from real pimping, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all know what I'm talking about, some of y'all don't. But you even supposed to treat a hoe like your house, like your wife. You did. When you got a hoe that's treating you right, you're supposed to treat her right, even if she a hoe. If she bringing back that money, or even if she blessing you, she do everything right for you, you're supposed to treat her like your wife. You did, and that's how you won't end up in these type of allegations, period. you won't end up in no type of foul behavior, basically, when you treat people right. And it might sound corny, but some of you squares ain't gonna understand what I'm saying. You see, when you treat certain women right, they never gonna forget that, and they always gonna be your friend, and they always gonna come back home if they got to. Meaning they'll never try to violate you or fake sue you or fake lie, say you kidnapped them, because some dudes do get caught up like that. They start dealing with certain women, they violate them, and then some of the women will set you up and say, you made me do this, made me do that, you kidnapped me. You know, y'all went to Las Vegas on your own, but she get mad at you and say you kidnapped her because you don't violate her. So my point is this: when you treat certain women right, even if they are so-called hoes, video vixens, it don't matter. If you treat them right, some of them, most of them, you play fair with them, they won't try to violate you. So I'm saying this to say that if Trey Songz conducted himself in a certain manner, he wouldn't have all these allegations. Because remember, this ain't just one. He got one from 2020. And remember, one of his main cases comes from an ex-college basketball player from UNLV. So one of his cases is not from a nobody. It's from a known figure. Now, this particular case, she's going by the name of Jane Doe, and this happened in 2016. But according to this woman, she got the records of her anal being tore. So like I said, when your name is Mr. Steal Your Girl and you want to be a sexual icon and you're known for smashing a bunch of chicks, any chick can set you up. Yeah, we already seen what happened to Bill. We already seen that. And Bill didn't even have stories this low down and dirty. But like I said, when you see Trey Songz right here in this picture, he looked like a male prostitute. Whenever you see a dude with his shirt off, sagging his pants like that, he like a male prostitute, and he basically letting you know he'll take it either way, or he willing to get busy either way. Whoever paying, he with it. You know what I'm saying? You did? Yeah, I get what I'm saying. Because they understand, like we had a conversation yesterday, these dudes understand these are marketing tools. These are promotional tools. Taking your shirt off, sweating, pulling your pants down. You did? So my point, these dudes are weirdos, because if you got talent, you don't have to do all of that. If you got real talent, you ain't got to do that. You don't got to prostitute yourself. And I'm gonna give an example. You see now, right? If you notice, the people with the least talent always got to do the most shenanigans. The people with the least talent, they always got to do the most. They got to act stupid. They got to do stuff trendy because they don't have real talent. They don't really have skills. They really are not writers. They are really not producers. You dig? They really don't know about how to market themselves in other ways. They have to always clout chase. They have to always indulge in certain activities to get attention, when some people can get attention doing nothing. You got some dudes got to put on a whole bunch of jewelry to get attention, and you got some dudes can get attention with a button-up shirt on and a fresh cut. Basic. You got some dudes can have everything and still be boring, and you can have dudes with nothing that can be the life of the room, because it's all on who you are. Same thing with women. You can walk in the club. There's a bunch of women in the club, but it's only certain women that's going to stick out. And it's not always the one that's doing the most and got on the most stylish gear. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's certain people that are blessed with a certain light. And certain people got to do a whole bunch of stuff to make it look like they got the light, but they don't. But my point is this: Trey Songz, aka Mr. Steal Your Girl, his slogan, he's accused of stealing this woman's booty hole. So let's look. If he wasn't going by that name, if he was trying to be a stand-up individual, like, you know, certain other singers, he wouldn't be caught up in all these allegations now, would he? But he's been living that single life for so long, that gigolo lifestyle. Basically, 100 women could pop out right now and say he violated him, and he would have to fight a whole lot of cases. But we got to understand, this lawsuit right here is for $20 million, and he got another $20 million. You understand? So they're not playing with him. We know the music ain't selling like that. Matter of fact, did we not see what happened with Power when 50 tried to use Trey Songz music for Power? Did that song not get destroyed to the point 50 had to take that song off of Power and put Joe back on Power because Trey Songz, he been fell off. He's trash. In my opinion, he's trash. And he know he trash. So now you about to see Trey take a downfall. He's falling. And now while he's falling, they're going to speed up the process by coming for the rest of his money. And guess what? Look, y'all, we seen the movie Temptations. We seen all the old R&B stories, why the fools fall in love. We seen all the sad stories, Sam Cooke, about how all these singers ended up broke, messed up, dead, overdosed. Guess what? You about to see it happen to this generation. Start with O.K.C, who go to court on May 5th. All your icons from this generation going to be all falling too. Penniless, broke, except for the ones that did the right investment. But most of them, you're going to see your favorite R&B singer slain. They're going to be the new Princes and Michael Jacksons and all of that. It's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been living a certain lifestyle, and that's the type of energy they've been attracting, and they haven't been doing nothing positive. So therefore, we're going to see Trey Songz and how he going to get through this. Because either way, if it's not true and it's a slander campaign, it's still tarnishing his image. And that's why you see he's basically his whole career, he's been marketing himself as a male prostitute. And basically, he's a hump demon. He'll hump anything. So that's what he's been telling you when he said his name was Mr. Steal Your Girl, that he'll hump anything. That's who he is. So my point is this: Jane Doe from 2016 said, yeah, she was willing to give it up to him. She wanted to have regular sex, but this man was infatuated with her backside. And basically, he violated her backside, according to this woman, allegedly. And now she is suing him for $20 million. So we already know it wasn't even worth it. Some dudes don't understand it's just better to keep your thing in your pants. But when you want to be the man and you all high and you don't know how to chill, you'll be ready to do anything. And sometimes we got to remember, the more money they get, they don't like to deal with rejection. So let's be real. If you got a certain amount of money, some dudes that live in their ego, they don't like to be told no. Or if a female tell them no, they might not try to violate them, but they still gonna be F you, or they gonna try to shit on them. But the point of the matter is, if you don't set yourself up for these type of things to happen, you won't be caught up in all these allegations. But remember, it was marketable, it was profitable, and it was cool to be a sex demon. And y'all know it was a trend the past 10 years of dudes talking about smashing your chick. I steal your girl. I'll smash your chick. I'll take her from you. Y'all know that's been a slogan for a little while. And dudes be bragging about smashing dude's wife. You know, some dudes they don't want their own woman. They want your wife. Just because. Foul. You know what I'm saying? And this has been promoted. That's right, bro. A hump demon. That's right, a hump demon. These type of dudes will hump on anything. They'll hump on a leg. They'll hump on anything. These the same dudes when they was little young boys. They was humping their bed, humping couches, humping teddy bears. Yeah, these dudes was hump demons, bro. That's a fact. But anyway, Trey Songz is being jacked up for $20 million once again. So that's about $40 million plus, because he got lawsuits in New York and in Miami, Florida. And he better hope no other ones pop out. I think he got over 2, though. He definitely got over 2 cases, if I'm not mistaken. But the 2 biggest is $20 million apiece. And I'm pretty sure them lawyers gonna have a field day with his pockets. And that boy gonna be fighting for his life. He might not get booked for no shows. He might just start dwindling down the drain. So it is what it is with Mr. Steal Your Girl, aka Trey Songz. I don't feel sorry for him at all. The next topic I'm gonna be talking about is one of Blueface artists. Y'all already know. If y'all ain't see the report, her name is CHRISEANROCK, and she has been reportedly arrested on February 14th on multiple charges. And one of them is allegedly for distributing a controlled substance and possession with intent to distribute, aka she was caught trying to sell some crack rock. And they say that she has no bail. So she's being held without no bail. And when I saw this story, it's mighty funny. Out of all the things she got arrested for, she got arrested for trying to sell crack rock. And her name was CHRISEANROCK. And she allegedly was trying to sell crack. Now we see in this picture right here, she does look like she's high. She does look like a smoker. And she does look like a bozo. You see her looking like she got a black clown wig on. And you see it look like one eye's bigger than the other. And it also look like she got a little mustache growing in. But my point is this. You see the other picture where she looked like a bad chick, right? A lot of dudes say, yeah, she like a bad chick. But then look at the other picture right there without none of that stuff on. Without none of the glitz and the glamour and the camera, the perfect hair. Look at her for who she really is. In that picture, she looked like Bozo the Clown. Now, about a month ago, a couple weeks ago, a little few minutes ago, we seen this woman inside a Blueface house, and they called the police on her to put her out. And for those, y'all know, y'all already know that Blueface is one of Wack 100's artists. Y'all seen Wack 100 in the same video. He came to the crib. You know, he was there with the police, and they was putting Shorty out the crib, and Shorty was giving him a hard time. But anyway, long story short, they was putting her out the crib. So now she's been locked up for selling crack rock, and this happened in Oklahoma. So in my opinion, you know, it's a pandemic. We already know that. We already know the money been slowing up. And let's be real, Blueface get money, but in my opinion, Blueface is not the biggest artist. And she probably had to go back to getting that money as she was trying to sell them packs. So I'm going to respect her on that part. If she was out there in Oklahoma trying to get her money, I respect that. You know why I say I respect that? Because I respect anybody that got to go get their own money. And she was around Blueface, and she was one of his artists. Instead of her sitting around starving, waiting on the check from him, she went and got to her own bag. You feel me? So I respect that part. As a woman, she went out there and try to move that work. But on the other hand, if she was out there smoking her own supply and slipping and got caught, I don't know what to say about that part, because you already know you ain't supposed to get high on your own supply. But my point is, I told y'all a lot of these so-called bad bitches be doing bad. Because when they can't get paid off their looks, after that, they left with a lot of nothing. If their looks don't work for them, they have nothing, most of them. And they feel like some of them, most of them, I'm not going to say all. I got to clarify this. Some of them always going to be straight, but most of them that try to just get paid off their looks and think just because they look a certain way, you're supposed to give them, and they're supposed to be set up and straight for doing nothing. A lot of them end up doing bad. And also, you know, these are the same women when they get older and that body start changing and the wrinkles come in that face and that cellulite starts showing, and they get older, they start looking worse. And then when they get older and they ain't got nothing to fall back on, that's when you see them working in a gas station. That's when you see them saying, "May I take your order, please?" working in fast food when they be in their 40s and 50s. That's when you see them at the bus stop, and that's that lady on the bus, and she grown, but back in the day, she was a bad chick. She had all the dudes, but when she get older, she be on that bus at the bus stop because she never had nothing to fall back on, no resume, no career. She was used to getting paid off her looks, dudes paying her rent, dudes paying for her cars. You know, that's the backlash to when you want to be a bad chick your whole life. That's the part they don't tell you about when they get older and they ain't got nothing. Most bad bitches, when they get older, they don't have nothing, most of them. If they don't get a man to marry them, a lot of times they end up messed up. And they be on disability. Those be on women, a lot of them older women. Y'all know don't talk about. Y'all see some of the older women that they used to be bad back in the day. Now they walking with canes, walkers, and they be in their 50s. Because you got to remember, you know, when you've been a bad chick and you've been getting back shots and you've been on your knees getting back shots for 20 years, 30 years, When you get older, you have hip problems. They don't be them old women. Their hips be messed up. They need hip replacements. They knee be messed up from getting on their knees so much. Yeah, a lot of them old chicks, they get burnt out. Then they got to take Advil, Tylenol, PM, all that when they in their 50s because they was fighting their whole life. They was whoring their whole life from teenagers to like their 40s. They was starting, and by the time they get older, you got to remember that's a lot of back shots. So they hip be off, they knee be out of whack, they back be hurting because they've been thotting their whole life. Now they get older, they miserable, they ain't got no money, they got to still go back to work. Ain't put enough money into the Social Security. You dig? Ain't got no pension. A lot of them, when they get older, they be struggling and they be mad. So as you see in this picture, she looks like a junkie with a clown wig on. But in the other picture, you got some dudes that'll give up their whole paycheck. But the point of the matter is, Christian Rock allegedly got caught selling rock. And it's just showing you what's going on out here. It also proved the fact when I told y'all that selling crack is old school and you're not going to be able to make it no more. I told y'all this. You're not going to be able to make it far selling crack because guess what? We already know 9 times out of 10 somebody told on her. Either they was already watching her on camera or somebody told on her. Period. So this just more proof of when I told y'all selling crack is old school now. Anytime you're trying to sell crack, you automatically took yourself back to the 90s. You don't even know it though. You done took yourself somewhere back in the day. You done took yourself to the Nino Brown era. You done took yourself back in history when you're trying to sell crack on the corner. When you literally go cook up some work, whip it up, break it down, chop it up, put it on the scale, bag it up, go outside, talking about I got that work. You done put yourself back in time. You don't know it though. You feel me? And I told you it's not gonna work no more. Because before you get a couple of flips, you're gonna be hot as fish grease because one of them fiends gonna tell on you, and they're gonna try to extort you for your pack. And when you don't give them an extra piece, they're gonna tell on you. Or when you trapping and you got that traffic going back and forth out your crib, your neighbors, they got the ring on the door now. And they're going to be peeking out the window and they're going to tell on you. And then all your transactions, all that trapping out the house, the people live across the street with the ring on the door. They recorded all your movements and they're going to kick in your door. So I know what I'm talking about when I'm telling you, you ain't going to be able to sell no crack rock no more. Not like that anyway. This ain't no hate. That's why you see she looked like a bad bitch in that picture. And in the other picture, she looks like a washed up grandma. You dig? Because that's how it worked. When we already know this woman could have got income doing a whole lot of other things. She could have got money doing a lot. But we already know she was used to taking that shortcut, getting that fast money real quick. And we also know a lot of people became rappers lately, the past 10, 15 years, because they thought that was going to be a shortcut. They thought if I could be a rapper, I ain't got to do nothing else. I'll be rich and paid. But we also heard recently of rappers complaining, they've been trying to actually start up insurance programs for rappers because you got to remember, when you're a rapper, you don't have no medical insurance. You don't have no pension. And you see a lot of these rappers, as they get older, they start doing worse. Some of these rappers, when they pass away, they got bad health conditions. GoFundMe's and all of that. And they might got a couple of hit records on the radio to this day, but they don't got it's no security as a rapper. So my point is, let's also take it back that Blueface is not that much of a big rapper. Let's keep it real. All right. I don't know none of his music. I know he got a couple of hit songs, about a couple of them. But my point is this: he ain't no household name. In order for a rapper to be hot, he got to make me want to go check out his catalog and see what he's talking about. See if I can feel what he's talking about. But one thing I do know about Blueface is he tried to capitalize off Crippin' as well. See, he's another one. You take away the Crip situation from Blueface, he's a nobody. When he first came out, they was laughing at him. Nobody took him serious. And then what he started doing, he started Crip walking. And when he started Crip walking, he had a gimmick and everybody started talking about Blueface. If you take away the Crip walking, you take away the gang, Blueface is a nobody. But I told y'all, I'm not going to say it no more, how gang banging has been infused in the music, and it's a gimmick. It's a marketing scheme. Once you claim a hood, you automatically going to have 50,000 sales. 20,000 people, you know, saying 20,000 streams off the rip, 100,000 streams worldwide off the rip, just because you claim a particular gang. It's simple, and they've been pimping it for a long time. And Blueface, he recently got caught with a gun. And now his artist got caught with crack, allegedly. So my point is this. If she was signed to Blueface, obviously she had to be doing bad. Because she was back in Oklahoma trying to sell that crack rock. And that just happened to be her last name, Rock. So like I said, all this stuff is funny. It's funny to me. But she definitely looked like Bozo the Clown in that picture. And she looked like she's high, in my opinion. And she don't look nothing like that other picture. Because y'all don't understand. They can take the most foulest thing, package it up, make it look beautiful, and you're going to accept it. That's how the world is. You did. They'll sell you anything, and you'll buy it. As long as it look good and it look right, you're going to buy it. That's the American way. Finesse. She looked like in the other, that picture with her hair, she looked like the woman that be in front of the corner store asking about, can they borrow $1? Or she looked like the type of chick, when you selling that work, she gonna pull up and ask, can she hold something the next Friday? But in the other picture, you got dudes that'll give her anything she want. That's why it's called a magic trick, all right? You take nothing and turn it into something. Magic right before your face. And that's enough of Christian rock. Because in the picture, she also was crying. She was crying. She had a tear coming out of her eyes while she was smiling at the same time. That's how I knew she was a weirdo. You did. AT&T, yo, it's funny, man. To our AT&T is a proud sponsor of Funnel Fame and all his associates. Yo, it would be funny. AT&T be coming in here, McDonald's. Yo, y'all wild, man. Salute to AT&T, though. Salute to everybody that pulled up, man. Salute to everybody that always hold me down and support me, man. I told you, I'm feeling good today, man. Anyway, we see what's going on out here, y'all. We see these entertainers are falling. Let's be real. Look, we already know it's a lot of fiends from back in the day that cleaned their life up, and it's a lot of fiends that's doing good right now. But now it's reversed. Now a lot of the young people are turning into fiends. See, the old heads cleaned their ways up. Now the young people becoming fiends. That's what's happening. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all see people in their 20s, 30 looking smoked out. You see what's going on. I know everybody in their family just about got a fiend in their family that turned their life around. I know a lot of y'all do. Then on the other hand, you seeing young people in your family turning into fiends. The world is backwards right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. It's backwards. But right there in that picture, CHRISEAN, she looks like an auntie. And she looked like, you know, she want to drink some beer. And she want to hold a couple dollars. And it is what it is. And she got tired of being LA broke. Hanging around Blueface, she was doing bad. So she had to go back and get her a pack and flip. So that's all alleged information. But to me, it's funny. And now we're going to get into this next weirdo. And he's a super weirdo. This man you see in this picture right here. You see that dude? He's a weirdo. We're going to talk about what he did. This dude is trippy. He is sick. Now, this dude you see in this picture, his name is Jose Manuel Guzman. And we done heard that name a million times, the same exact name. I think it's a whole lot of them same dudes with that same name. Jose Manuel Guzman in that picture right there. And he's accused of being a drug dealer in Texas that was sleeping with his own sister. And according to the report, and this comes from the New York Post, but this is national news. According to the report, he had sexual relationship with his own sister. And when he learned she had been sleeping with another man, the beef started when another man came to their house, and Guzman got mad when he found out his sister had sex with another man in his house. And it happened while he was asleep. So long story short, he was smashing his own sister. She had a side piece, and she slid the side piece over to the crib and smashed the side piece while the brother was upstairs asleep. So we're going to pause on that because we know that whole thing sounds sick. Now, old boy, once he, he found out what happened, he punched his sister in the face and knocked out all her teeth. Then he beat her to death with a baseball bat and a massage, one of the massage instruments. One of the massage instruments you put on your knee. He beat the crap out of her with a bat and a massage instrument. Now, Guzman is from Guatemala, and he found out he had a sister in his native country a few years ago. You see, he found out about his sister was back home in Guatemala, and he brought her to America to live with him, basically to be his girlfriend. And, they moved in together. After they met, after he met back up with his sister or whatever, they probably had different daddies, different moms. I don't know. Either way, they was brother and sister. He moved her into his crib, and that's where they started smashing each other at, and they had a relationship. And this fool, this sick individual, he is locked up and charged for murder, and he has $1 million bond. Now, I know everybody in this room that's listening, watching, I know this is the sickest story y'all ever heard in y'all life. Good thing he ain't black, for those who love to play the race game. Boy, oh boy. This dude was smashing his own sister. Not only was he smashing his own sister, he sent for her out the country. Come on, you come stay with me. Come on, you come live with me or whatever. Boom. Next thing you know, they start smashing. But that was his plan the whole time. And I'm pretty sure his sister knew he was a bozo because she looking at him like, if you want to smash me, you sick. Even though she's sick too, she started smashing other men in the crib. And she tried to smash a man while he was asleep. So when old boy found out his sister was starting out in the house, he knocked out all her teeth with a right hook and then beat her to death with a bat, violated her bad. So you got to see how evil be lurking. And we know he had a lot of demons in his head that want to smash his own sister and then kill his own sister out of jealousy. When, once again, all the women in America, all the women in the world, Guatemala, wherever, he want to smash his own sister, which shows you why people are sick. And he was a drug dealer, so that means he was getting money, allegedly. He was getting money. He could have paid for any other chick. He could have wifed up any other chick, but he want to smash his own sister. And it's the same dude. If you saw him in public, you probably would think he was a straight up dude. This is the same dude in public. A lot of dudes on the street would have thought he was the plug. They would have tried to get a pack. But the whole time, you wouldn't even know he was smashing his own sister like a weirdo. So that's why we're going to analyze this type of behavior, because we're seeing all the sickness of the world playing out right in our face. And let's keep it real. We know so-called black people go low, 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 but I never heard nobody going this low to smash their own sister and kill him. Not only smashing his sister, he actually moved her in the crib. And in his mind, they was in a relationship. And he had the nerve to get jealous of his own sister. So exactly, Aaron Brown, this was straight demonic. But now he locked up on $1 million bond. He's out of here. And I'm pretty sure when he get to jail, they're not going to respect him at all. But this is some of the stuff that's going on. When I tell you don't trust nobody, don't trust nobody. No one is to be trusted. No one. You got to sleep with one eye open. And you gotta keep all the doors locked. You gotta have something under your pillow. You gotta sleep with something in your pocket, all type of behavior. I'm telling you, nobody's to be trusted. Because I don't know if it's the full moon. I don't know what's going on, but there's something going on where people are losing their marbles every day. And guess what? It's always the one that's the closest to you that's trying to flip on you. It's the ones from your so-called media circle that's trying to flip. It ain't even your real enemies. See, your enemies, your real outright enemies, you already know who they are. They already know. Stay over there. I stay over here. Don't cross the line. We good. Yeah, we got beef. It ain't your ops. I want y'all to peep game. It's not your ops trying to get at you. It's the people you so-called love and trust. It's the so-called people that's around you close. It's the main ones hating on you. That's why I respect my ops. But I don't respect individuals that play like they're your friend and your family, and then they were the ones plotting on you the whole time like you don't know. I don't respect none of them. That's why I told you I don't respect snakes. But I see snakes a mile away. I was raised among snakes. I grew up with snakes. I know snake when I see a snake. And the whole thing is, a snake can't harm me because I got my own venom. You dig? But that's why I told y'all, I'm going to clarify. That's why I told you I'm a king cobra, because guess what? When I snake you, it's going to be outright. Anybody I ever violated, it was outright because you violated me first. So when I violated you, it was outright. You seen it coming. You knew you had it coming, and I ain't had nothing to hide because I don't move like that. And I don't betray my friends. I don't snake my family. But if you're an enemy, I'm going to outright snake you. And I'm going to let you know before I do it. And once I do it, it's over for you, because that's how I get down. You know what I'm saying? When I was in them streets, I never been the type to kick in nobody's crib. I never set my friends up, never set nobody up. If you violated me and I had to rob you or put a gun in your face, it's because you violated. And that's why I had to take what you had. I'm not proud of that, but I got to keep it real. That's part of my life story. I never snake nobody because that ain't me. And I did some foul things, but everything I did foul was outright. I ain't never snaked nobody out. And if I did snake somebody out, because they snaked me first. And they knew they had it coming. Like I said, I had to say it 2 times for people that's slow. But you got some people, you don't got to do nothing to them. You can treat them correctly. You can show them so much love, and they still will snake you. Because some snakes see kindness as weakness. You got to understand that. That's why when you're dealing with a snake, you don't play. But sometimes you got to let the snakes do what they do and let them think they're getting over. And then you bring them right into the trap. And when you got them in the trap, you got them. That's how it works. So you got some people like to cross. Some people like to double cross. But I was raised amongst triple crossers. You dig? I crossed the crossers. That's how I was raised. That's why I'm still here talking my piece and talking my smack right now, because I know what I'm talking about, because I done been through it all. I done seen everything almost except for death. And I'm not bragging. I'm just being real. That's why I'm so humble. I'm a very humble dude. But when you keep crossing that line, you keep being a habitual line stepper, and you don't know when to leave people alone, and you don't know when to shut up, and you keep thinking you can't be faded, you're going to get your day. And I'm going to have a whole another entity and energy behind me when you get smashed on. And I'm going to come out straight. You going to fold. And it's a lot of people just like me. So I ain't the only one. A lot of y'all already know where I'm coming from. Y'all know where I'm coming from. Y'all already tapped in. Y'all know what time it is. So that's why I tell people, you got to know when to leave people alone. You got to know when to fall back. The bully always gets knocked out. I got to keep saying the same thing because some of y'all stupid. The one that always run their mouth is the one that always end up crying. I've been banging on bullies since I was a kid. Because I know once you take the bully out, you get the clout. That's when you get the real clout, when you knock the bully out. You see, when you knock little JoJo in the face and he a little small fry, you don't get no clout off that. But big boy who want to be the biggest, throwing his weight around, jacking people up, he think he can't be faded. When you knock him out, you get all the clout. Same thing with people let it be called a big homie, the big OG. When you smash the big OG, you take his whole set over. That's the shortcut. You don't waste time banging with little scraps. You just knock out. You take the big homie out. Now you got his whole hood. That's how it works. A lot of y'all still ain't understand this game. And a lot of y'all like to keep throwing stones. You love to cash your little stones. But what you going to do when you get hit in the face with a center block? I want you to figure that out. Figure that one out. So I say this to say that we live in a time of snakes. And you heard about the serpent. And some people can transform into a serpent. And guess what? When you're looking at these pictures, a serpent could change into Trey Songz. A serpent could shapeshift into this man that was sexing his own sister. A serpent can transform into this woman you see right here in this picture, showing her ass. A serpent come in many different forms. But when you tapped in, you already gonna see them coming no matter what form or shape they come in. And yes, they are shapeshifters. That's right. When you're dealing with a certain power, you always gonna see who they really are. You're gonna see through them clear, X-ray vision. They can't hide. That's why they gotta run. So let that be a note to a lot of y'all who like to live on a snake level. You like to slide and sneak all around. You like to in people's ear. You're always whispering in somebody's ear. You're always telling something. Why you think snitches are considered snakes? Because they always sliding around telling something. They ain't rats, they snakes. Snake always whispering something to somebody's ear. They're the same ones they gonna say it outright. That's what they do. It's a difference. You got garter snakes, you got rattlesnakes, you got pythons. Those are the individuals that'll try to suck the life out of you. They want to hang with you, be cool with you, and then drain you for everything you got. It's all type of forms of these serpents. I ain't gonna get in all of that. But a lot of them, they got weak venom. That's the thing. You got to remember. Some of them could bite you, you all right. And then when you get bit by a king cobra, you out of here. So my point is this. Y'all not king cobras. Y'all ain't nobody. Y'all get your head smashed on. Y'all get banged on. So you just keep sliding around and you keep spreading your little snake behavior and watch how far you're going to get. Because obviously you don't know the story about how eventually it's going to be a hill stomping on your head. And that's a promise, and that's a fact. Those who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. Watch for these snakes. I'm going to say that one more time. And guess what? All you got to do is sit back, and they're going to show you who they are. You're going to see them clear as day. You heard? Man, they don't want no smoke with the truth. They're going to run. You feel me? Helping the vision. They only can function in darkness and secrecy. Sliding around, got a forked tongue, got a tongue that talk two ways. We call them hypocrites. 1 minute they saying this, 1 minute they saying that. And that's something else I'm gonna talk about. How I told y'all before how it's individuals that'll make you bipolar. You cool with them one day, you cheering them on, you co-signing them, and then tomorrow they go left and do something stupid and do some opposite from you don't agree with, and now you looking like a fool. Because you support somebody that's bipolar, sick, a snake. That's why I said you got to watch who you affiliate with. And sometimes you got to just know when to fall back and shut up. I'm telling you myself, I have supported people, co-signed people, and in the end, they made me look like a fool. And I'm talking about my own personal life. I ain't talking about just no internet. The internet, that's a whole nother story. When you co-sign somebody and come to find out the person you rocking with ain't who they supposed to be. And now you looking like a fool. And you start looking like you crazy because you were supporting a fraud the whole time. You co-signing a fraud the whole time, and you sticking your chest out going hard, and that person get exposed. Now you holding the bag. And then what they gonna say? But that's your man. That's your man in them. That's your man. You feel me? That's why I don't co-sign nobody. Not at the dealership, not for no job. I don't co-sign nobody. Don't use me for no reference. I'm just being real. So my point is this. When you get snaked, 9 times out of 10, it's always going to be for somebody that's close to you or you thought was your peoples. That's how this thing works. It's very simple. But my point is this. Watch for people that got 2 tongues in their mouth. They talk 2 ways all the time. All the time. That's what they do. They got dual behavior. 1 minute they happy, 1 minute they mad. 1 minute they mad, 1 minute they sad. 1 minute they laughing, ha 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 ha. 1 minute they crying. Weirdos. Those are people with dual behavior, and you have to know who the devil is. He represents the duality of a human being that got 2 sides, aka two-faced it. You seen the cartoon with the angel on one side, the devil on the other? That's the snake with the 2 personalities. You dig? That's never solid. They're gonna go today, they with this side, tomorrow they with that side, but that's what makes them the actual snake and the devil themselves. And they don't even know it. Some of them do know. So that's my whole point is when you want to betray the behavior of a snake or a demon, don't think it's people that don't know who you are. Because some of us, we know exactly who you are, and we're not going to play with you. You only could fool a dummy. You see, that's why snakes and demonic people, they like to prey on souls that don't know no better. They can't come around the strength. They got to run. That's how it works. And a lot of y'all already know this. The snake cannot make it around the truth. They got to slide off. Y'all know that from the hood. You be talking about certain things. Old boy woke up trying to get in the conversation. You start talking that real talk, he want to slide off. But if we talking about some BS, he gonna hang around all day. That's what snakes do. Look at some people channel. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about YouTube. Some people channel, all they got is nonsense. Snake behavior, wickedry, BS. They don't want to be in no chat room when it's positive. When they don't want to co-sign nothing that's positive. They don't want to share nothing that's positive. They don't want to comment when it's positive. When it's negative, they right there pulling up. You put somebody's name in that title, you about to start beefing, they pull up quick. Pure. You start talking about some positive energy, they're going to slide out. I ain't with all this. I don't want to hear all that stuff. Nah, I thought it was going to be some beefing. See? It's people just like that. Some people actually get off from negative energy. They bust nuts to negative energy. Some people get orgasms from arguments. Y'all heard me talk about people got that clubhouse energy. They got that. I ain't dissing clubhouse. I'm just saying if some people love to argue. They get them erections. They get them orgasms when they beefing with somebody. Because remember, some people love attention. So you got people, and this in relationships too. You got some people that get off just by you arguing with them because you're giving them a certain amount of attention. When you don't argue with somebody, you let them be. They have nobody to argue with, so they left stupid and miserable. Some people love to argue. They love to keep drama going back and forth because it makes them feel important. It's the same way if somebody try to dish you on Facebook and you know they lying. If you sit there and entertain that lie, now you gave that person light. You done gave that person what they wanted. They wanted a back and forth to show off for the crowd, to get them likes up. They want to feel important for that day. But when you ignore them, they start fading away. That's why I told y'all, even in domestic violence or in the crib, if somebody beefing, you just walk out the crib. You just leave them. They ain't got nobody to argue with. You know, it's irrelevant. I'm going to show you that everything you saying out your mouth don't mean nothing to me. You're going to argue with the wall. And I might not come back till I feel like it. If I come back, you feel me? That's how I do. And that's why I don't have no domestic violence charges. That's why ain't nobody ever going to say I went upside their head because I was mad. You did. I hurt you another way. I hurt you by taking my presence away from you. You did. You won't be in my space. And see how you like that. And now go holler at a bunch of other bozos and see how you feel about that. That's how I do. I know how to cut my losses. So if somebody tell me lose my number, guess what? I was supposed to lose your number because it wasn't nothing anyway. You get it? Because the people that's supposed to be around in your life, they're going to always be there no matter what. That's how you know who's who. And how could you lose somebody's number when you never used it anyway? It was already forgotten. Because all my people, I know their number by heart. And if I lost my phone right now, I already know the numbers of who I need to be calling. And if I don't, I'm going to make sure I know it. So that's how I get down. I don't know about other people, but I know what I do. But the point of the matter is, when you see a man humping his own sister, like this dude right here, that just lets you know what time it is. He's a snake, and it's a lot of snakes that come in different forms. So I had to go all the way around the world just to bring him home about these snakes and these corrupt souls that they call themselves your brother, sister, cousin, mother, friend. They always the ones talking about how much love they got for you, but they the first ones to cross you. They the first ones to let somebody get in their head and go against you. See, I got bonds with some of my people. Somebody tell me something foul right now, I ain't gonna listen to them. And I'm gonna do my own analytics. And after my analytics, I'm gonna present that to my family. Say, you know what, this was so-and-so said. Guess what? I don't believe it. 9 times out of 10, I don't care anyway, because I know who you are. Can't nobody brainwash me. What they say, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. An idle mind is a mind that has nothing in it, a dummy. A dummy could be easily led astray. A dummy can be convinced to jump off the cliff, jump out the window. A dummy is the individuals they use when they testing out cars. Crash dummies. In the gang, we call them pop-off dummies. Come here, bro. Let me tell you, this is what you need to be doing right now. Go do this right now. And I'm going to send you somewhere where you might not make it back. Because you're a pop-off dummy and you ain't got no brain. You ain't going to say, nah, bro, I ain't doing that. You're going to do it because I told you to. You're dumb. And some of these individuals are the same individuals. When they get caught, they're going to what? They're going to tell because they dummies. They always being led astray. They was told to do everything. So now when the police tell us who's who, tell us this, they tell everything because they dummies. It's certain people that are magnets and some people are always going to be a piece of metal. That's how all this works. Everybody ain't got that magnetic power, and some people always going to be attracted to what they know not. That's how all this works. That's why every individual on this screen is a fool. Pick one. All led astray. And this dude, Mr. Steal Your Girl, he actually out here trying to take buttholes from females. Because obviously he ain't got enough power to just make a woman come to him and want to be with him for him. This other dude, he want to sex his own sister. He want to get her from overseas and tell her come stay with him so he can hump on his own sister. And then when she want to get another man, he want to kill her. And this other chick right here, she want to be with a rapper. She want to be a rapper. When her rap career don't go right, she want to start selling crack rock. My point is this: when it's all said and done, they all left with zero. That's the point. Zero. Now you see why it's called selling your soul, because when it's all said and done, once your soul is sold, you're gonna end up with a big zero because you can't get it back no more. You can't buy it back neither. You did. That's how it worked. But either way, to each his own. The choice is yours. Who cares anyway? Ain't got nothing to do with me. Now, this next story I'm gonna be talking about is we got facts about modern day slavery going on. We got facts right here. Now, a lot of people was talking greasy in the past. A lot of people like to put slavery on black people. Some people call it lies. Some people believe that all blacks were slaves back in the days. All blacks came on ships. African Americans, Africans, or whatever you want to call it. And all these stories, I'm tired of all of them personally. But one thing I know is everybody was not a slave. And that I also know is slavery going on right now, and it ain't got nothing to do with black people. But now we got facts, a modern day slavery ring that was going on. It was discovered in Georgia. during the C-19 outbreak. And they've been researching this since May 12th of 2020. Now, last month, 24 people were indicted in Georgia on charges of smuggling Mexican and Central American immigrants to the United States and forcing them to live in camps and work on farms. You heard? And they got caught under particular investigation called Operation Bloomin' Onion. And it was a 3-year investigation, revealed that 100 victims of modern-day slavery was imprisoned under inhumane conditions and set up with fake contracts as agriculture workers. So now y'all see what some of this sex trafficking, it's not all sex trafficking. Some of it is human trafficking. You also heard about the story before, how some of these people, I'm gonna break it down back to Africa and all that, or to some of the stuff that happened back in the day. Some people don't know, because it is Black History Month, right? Boom. You already had people in America, but then you did have people going to Africa. You had deals being set up. Africans, Europeans coming over here as indentured servants, signing certain contracts that after 7 years, they could be free. But what was happening, a lot of those was bogus contracts to get them to come over here, and then they'll shred up the paperwork and keep them hostage. They didn't have no money to leave, didn't have no money to go nowhere, didn't have no money for their own land, and a lot of them got forced into slavery, which means working for free. Basically, if you go to a job right now and the boss say, I can't pay you, I need you to wait the next month, and you keep working that whole month, you basically in slavery. It's that simple. It ain't always got to do nothing with cracks and whips and chains and all this and that, mass and all that. No. Anytime you're giving free labor, it's called slavery. So you had indentured servants coming here throughout the past 400 years, or should I say back in the day, from all different nationalities. A lot of them was from Africa. And what you don't understand is, for those that's slow, some of the African kings, some of the African families of royalty, some of the African families that was doing all right, they was purposely getting their own people and selling them. They was also getting their own people and setting them up for failure. Setting up deals with the Europeans to get their money up. Say, here, you know that village over there? Yeah, you can have that village over there. Actually, we're going to help you go get them, and we're going to bring them to you. And they was working deals behind the scenes, because one of the first commodities was human beings. Then it was tobacco. Then it was cotton. But see, a lot of y'all think it just was cotton. So I'm going to give you a little background history on this slavery thing in America. A lot of it was from signed contracts that the people reneged on the contract and tricked them up. So when I bring this up to date, that's what was happening with this particular slave situation in Georgia. Now, you had people bringing in people from Mexico and Central America to work these farms, and they was lying to some of these people, telling them they're going to be citizens, or they got to do come work the land for a certain amount of time. They're going to be legit. But what was happening, they wasn't never signing that paperwork, and they were still here without green cards, stuck on a farm, living in shelters, or should I say cabins, whatever, trailer, whatever you want to call it. They were still living on these properties, working the land for free. And they couldn't do nothing because they immigrants. They ain't supposed to be here. So who they going to tell? And they was getting extorted, AKA enslaved. And this was going on recently. And this was also people from Mexico and Central America selling out their own people. Because since the borders have been shut, you can't move no work like that. So now they start moving their own people over here to work these lands. And that's why you got to understand it happened during C-19, because what? Everything was shut down. And they still needed certain people to work the field. So deals was being done behind the scenes. People was getting smuggled over here. And you heard about how the last president told you about shutting down the borders. He told you about how certain people coming here, but a lot of people ain't want to listen. So long story short, now we got proof people been coming here illegally, and some of them have been used as slaves because they ain't been getting paid, and they've been working for years for free. And this just so happens to be Latinos and Spanish brothers, not black. Now, I don't even know who the owner of this land is, but these individuals come from Mexico and Central America, and some of their own people have been bringing them over here, selling them out, which happened to black people and Africans a long time ago. But guess what? Look how it's happening now. So you heard about what goes around come around. You heard about how the tables turn. Well, now we see Spanish people being sold into slavery in modern day time. And this is not a laughing matter. It's not a joking matter. This is real. And this is going on right now. And you got to understand, only these people in Georgia got caught. We don't know how many other states is going on in right now. We don't know. But one thing we do know, this happened in Georgia. And this was a 3-year investigation in which they found that 100 victims, probably was more than that. And they had them working a bean field. So they had them out there picking beans. Who you think pick all these strawberries, blueberries, onions, potatoes, corn? Who you think doing all the work? We ain't doing it. Black people don't even want to work a regular job. They ain't picking out nothing out in the field. Who you think doing it? So now you see who's in modern day slavery. For a lot of people who like to put all that slave behavior on black people, y'all want to keep saying all blacks were slaves. You ain't got no real history. You come from nothing. You a slave. So now who's a slave? And this ain't no racist. This ain't being funny. I'm just showing people that everything ain't got to do with no race. It's sometimes your own people to sell you out. My point is this: you could be pro-black, but it's your own people that'll sell you out. You could be pro-Latino and your own people to sell you out. So my point is, you got to deal with humans individually, because everybody that's of your so-called nationality ain't always your brother and your sister. That's the facts. Because guess what? These same Mexicans, they probably trusted their other Mexican brothers to plug them up with a job, but they didn't know that their own Mexican people was selling them into slavery. And that's how since 2020, they was working for free, picking beans. And we know the owner of the crop made a lot of profit and money and had them living in inhumane conditions, meaning they was living worse than the animals. Because remember, even the animals, the livestock, got to live a certain way in order to be good product. You got to raise cows with a certain amount of feet. You got to raise your chickens a certain way. You got to raise all your animals have to be raised properly so it can make good product and be good meat. But they said that these individuals was being kept in inhumane conditions, so that means worse than animals. And this is recent. For all y'all who love to have that slave talk. But that's why I told you a lot of people are ignorant. That's right. A lot of the Midwest countries are heavy in sex trafficking and human trafficking, pardon me, because everything ain't sex trafficking. It is a lot of human trafficking. You got to remember, all those places that got them big fields, we know Ohio, the potato, Idaho, all those spots from the Midwest to the down south, anywhere where you got crops and stuff growing, you might have cases of slavery going on that you don't know that about. And one thing we know for sure, two things for sure, is so-called black people ain't working no field. That ain't gonna happen. So we're gonna stop that. We're gonna chop that up right now. So my point is, your own people to sell you out. Don't matter who you are. If you out here slipping, you'll get caught. And your own people are nine times out of 10 is your own people that's going to do you dirty. That's how it works. Because you're already going to see, like I said a little while ago, you're going to see the opposition. You're going to see them crystal clear. So that's why it takes the person that look like you to catch you. Same way, I'm gonna bring it back to the hood. When people get indicted, when you get indicted or you sell to undercover, they're gonna send somebody that look like you. When they send somebody opposite, you on point. I ain't selling to him. I ain't selling to no white man. But they're gonna send somebody that look just like you, and you're gonna sell to him and get that indictment charge. That's how it works. It's always gonna be your own to do you in. So back to this modern day slavery case with the Mexicans and the brothers from Central America, their own people was the ones selling them out, going to get them, telling them false lies. They about to become American citizens. They're gonna be straight. Don't worry about it. Come on, I got you. And dropping their ass off where they don't even know where they at and can't speak no English. And getting a lot of money off the scene doing it. And going from state to state, dropping them off at these plantations, aka these farms, getting that money. Because Poppy and them ain't got no more work. I told you that. They dealing with Fetty Wap and they dealing with trafficking. That's how they getting their bag. So to a lot of people that's racist and want to play the race game, I want to know what y'all feel about this right here. Because now when the history books get written about 100 years from now, they're going to be saying all Latinos were slaves. They're going to be saying all Mexicans were slaves. All these other races were slaves. But we know that ain't true. But that's what they're making in the new history now. They're making like everybody's a border jumper. They're here to take all the jobs, and they're making it like everybody, a lot of people are slaves now from other countries. Working land for free. So that's what I'm trying to show y'all, how all this stuff is just going to keep going in cycles, because America is a corporation. That money got to keep circulating. Somebody got to get paid. Somebody got to suffer. That's how it works. You just got to understand who you want to be. That's it. But we got proof now modern day slavery was going on in Georgia recently, and it's allegedly going on in other states. But the only reason why this particular case has been caught is because they did a 3-year investigation called Operation Blooming Onion, and they was able to figure out this whole thing that was going on how they was smuggling people from outside the country, from Mexico and Central America, and bringing them to these farms so they could do work for free, selling them, and then lying to them, telling them they're going to get green cards and visas and all of that. Whole time they had nothing. So we got proof. And the same thing that happened back in the day, hundreds of years ago. So this ain't nothing new. Now also, we got another story of a sicko. And this was a 21-year-old civil rights activist and political individual. And he's been charged with attempted murder for allegedly trying to take out a mayor that was, an individual that was running for mayor, a mayor candidate in Louisville, Kentucky. Basically, somebody's put a hit on him. Or allegedly, this dude that was sick tried to go in there with a Glock and shoot him down. And according to the story, the 21-year-old civil rights activist is charged with attempted murder for allegedly trying to shoot a candidate, and he is accused of walking into the Louisville office of Craig Greenberg on Monday and opening fire, several bullets from a 9mm Glock. And guess what? The suspect that did the shooting, they made sure they put this out there that what? He is a Black Lives Matter supporter. And I told y'all, we already chopped it up, how some people feel like Black Lives Matter is a gang anyway, and they frauds. We had the conversation about how Black Lives Matter was the main ones tearing the hood up. They was the main ones putting in all the work. Violating, stirring up your community, bashing your windows. And then a lot of them, when it was all said and done, they jumped on airplanes and was out. But a lot of people didn't know when they was coming to your city, they was staying in some of the finest hotels, eating good. Then that morning, they go put in that work, smash your whole hood up, and then they dip. And then you was just left in the hood with the Black Lives Matter mask on your face. You bought the hoodie, you bought the shirt, you bought the face mask, and you thought you was down with Black Lives Matter, some of y'all, but what y'all didn't know was a lot of them, they was moving real militant. Y'all don't understand that they was an organization, some of y'all, that was paid to do what they did by you know who. All you got to do is rewind the footage. Go look at all the Black Lives Matter footage and see how they was putting in that work, tearing up the cities. Starting stuff. And when your hood got smashed out, or when everybody in your hood started getting smoked, you ain't see them no more. But they said Black Lives Matter. But when somebody black gets smoked, you don't see them nowhere. But this individual by the name of Quintez Brown, a black man, he tried to take out a mayor, a dude that was running for mayor, should I say. And he missed. I don't know if he did it. I don't know if it went through, but one thing I do know, he let loose that Glock on that man and he got caught. And they said the suspect is a Black Lives Matter supporter who recently announced that he would run for the Metro Council. So he was also trying to be in politics at 21 years old. He was trying to be city council in Kentucky. And he was arrested shortly after the shooting, carrying a loaded clip in his pocket, like a dummy. Now, he was a college student and a civil rights worker, and now he's considered a criminal because he tried to take another man's life. So as we see in some places, politics is getting very risky. It's like if you want to be in the politics, you got to be strapped. You got to have a vest on. You got to have goons with you. People don't just want to disagree no more with your beliefs or your political, your political views. Now your political views might have somebody trying to take you out like it's a gang war. And once again, now we got proof that Black Lives Matter is very grimy. And it also shows you if they can't get their way, they might put some work in on somebody. That's what it said according to this report. We heard, I'm gonna even be real. Let's be what? With that dude Kyle Rittenhouse. Did he not say he went out there to help Black Lives Matter? And when he went out there, 3 people got smoked. So all I'm saying is, I don't think you want to play with Black Lives Matter. That's all I'm gonna say. Because it seemed to me like they're a 3-letter gang that's bigger than the Crips and the Bloods right now, and the GDs. That's what it seemed like to me. Because wherever they go at, you're going to see destruction. I don't see no gangs running around, bashing store windows, running out with a bunch of jewelry and going in Fifth Ave and taking all the Gucci. That was Black Lives Matter doing all that. And yes, what we heard, what else we seen? We seen Black Lives Matter was white people too. So that's why I keep telling y'all about race. You seeing white people. You seeing people down with the rainbow. You seeing all nationalities under Black Lives Matter. Spray painting your walls, spray painting on, and what people forget is some of these businesses they was tearing up was actually small businesses. A lot of people that just started their business and was starting to come up, a lot of them got their businesses burnt down and destroyed. And everybody did not have insurance on their business because they were small business. So everybody that lost their business did not come back from that, but we have to understand some of those small businesses were destroyed by Black Lives Matter and Antifa, allegedly. But we don't got to say allegedly because we can go on the video and see right now where they had the shirts on, the hats on, running hard. They had the hoodies. They was dipped in all black face mask, black hoodie, putting in work in your neighborhood, bashing your stores, burning your hood down. And when it was all said and done, they hopped on the next plane, the next train. They was out your town, gone. You ain't see them no more. Writing on the ground, graffiti. There was a gang. Y'all know about wall banging. My bros that been in the gang, you know about wall banging. You know about set tripping. That's what Black Lives Matter was doing the whole time, set tripping. Wall banging, writing on the wall, violating. And we got proof because one of their members, he tried to take out a mayor candidate in Kentucky. We also got last week, the chick from Tennessee, Black Lives Matter leader, arrested for fraudulent behavior. 6 years, she about to go to jail for lying about her probation situation. Also, her previous charges was theft, forgery, stealing. And she was one of the Black Lives Matter OGs in Memphis. So they got big homies too that put in work, which shows you that BLM was a gang / organization that put in work. They might try to come for me. because I'm blowing them up right now. You feel me? But at the end of the day, they don't hold no weight. They ain't nobody. But at the end of the day, they can't put in some work. I don't fear nobody. So at the end of the day, look, you just stay out the way and you make sure next time Black Lives Matter pop out, you don't start acting like you down because you don't know what you're getting into. They was told to pop out, and then they was told to fall back by their big homie. That's right. So that's how that whole Black Lives Matter thing worked, man. But this one particular dude by the name of Quintez Brown, he ran up in the office with the Glock and let loose them shots at that mayor. You know, the mayor candidate, actually, the individual that was trying to be the next mayor. He ran in there and popped them shots. And remember, this same dude, he's 21 years old. He's considered a civil rights activist, aka a Martin Luther King, and he up here busting shots. I guess because he was mad and didn't like this candidate, or we don't know if he was sent on a hit. But the fact is, they made a point to say how he was a college student and a civil rights activist. And that's why I always told people you can't put everything on gangs and gang activity. You just got to put it on foul people. It don't got nothing to do with no gang. This dude, his paperwork say he wasn't in no gang. It say he was a college student and a civil rights activist, but somehow he ran up in the spot with the Glock and try to tear somebody's head off. So there you have it. So once again, nobody is to be trusted. Period. And it's the same dude, he got caught with the clip in his pocket. So we know he wasn't that smart. He might have been book smart, but he was not street smart. It's a difference. Episode 106, for those that just pulled up. And I'm going to do a recap real quick before I get out of here. I'm going to do a recap. Trey Songz has been exposed once again, and it's been told that by Jane Doe, and this is alleged information, that he likes to steal booty holes. Jane Doe from 2016, who said that she was willing to have consensual sex with Trey Songz, aka Mr. Steal Your Girl Buns, and before the alleged rape, when they was going to the room and they was going to handle they was going to smash and have sex, Trey Songz asked could he get up in her booty, and she said no. So being that she said no, she didn't want to get that hole up, you dig? She claims he threw her to the ground and ripped off her clothes and forced himself inside of her anus without consent. And she claims someone entered the room and quickly left out during the alleged incident. And she said that Mr. Steal Your Girl continued raping her. That's what she said, allegedly. And she claims that after Trey finished, she ran out the room without underwear and she ran outside to call an Uber. And her Uber driver saw she was in distress and took her to the hospital, where an assault exam was performed in which she showed severe anal tearing. And due to this severe anal tearing, it is being told that she, at that time, she had to require surgery. And she says that she didn't give his name up out of fear. And she also said, it's also said that Trey Songz is facing charges in Miami and New York City. And I told y'all earlier, for those that just pulled up, this particular case with Trey Songz have nothing to do with the one he caught in 2020 at Diddy Party. That 20 million case, this is a $20 million case from 2016. So you add that up, that's 40 million. And plus he also has other allegations on him. So he's going to be fighting for his life. And if he does beat it, he's still going to be kind of broke. Now, if this woman is telling the truth and she has the report of the anal tearing, That might kind of hurt him a little bit. And we have to remember the case from 2020 is from a UNLV women's basketball star, and she's a reputable figure. And basically, it's being said that, you know, the main lady that's coming for his neck, she's not hiding her name. I don't remember her name right now, but I covered the story already. I don't remember her exact name, but she put her name out there. The one from the main case, she got her name out there. She not hiding. She willing to fight this man. When Trey Songz said something greasy online a couple weeks ago, she replied back, and she coming for him for real, for real. The basketball woman. This woman is from 2016, so this is like extra sauce on it. And they gonna be coming at him at the same time. So I don't think he's gonna be getting out of this one. And the way he dressed in that picture, if he go to jail, somebody gonna probably make him drop it like it's hot. Because we already know people, you know, locked up. We don't deal with rapos. You know, a lot of dudes, we don't tolerate rapos and chesters and all of that. Allegedly, if he go to jail, they're gonna make him drop it like it's hot. And obviously, the way he lives his life, he already used to doing that. So it is what it is. But the point of the matter is, this woman is trying to say that Trey Songz stole her buns. And we know that for a fact that a lot of women do not like that. You know, just because they want to have sex, they don't want to be penetrated back there. We know this. So this story is not hard to fathom. And y'all heard the saying, no means no. Some people, they think no means yes. Because there's some sick people out here. But anyway, that's the allegations on Trey Songz for those that just pulled up. All right? Mr. Steal Your Girl, Mr. Steal Your Buns, whatever you want to call him, that's what he's dealing with. Also, the dude in the second picture is the weirdo that wanted to have sex with his own sister. Not only did he have sex with her, he brought her to the country from Guatemala and said, come stay with me. And they was in a relationship. He was smashing his own sister, and then he got jealous because his sister snuck another man in the house while he was asleep, and she was giving him some sex. Because obviously his sister was a thought. And she was so desperate that she would smash other men in the crib while her brother was asleep. And when her brother found out what she was doing, he knocked out all her teeth with a Mike Tyson uppercut and beat her down with a bat. And she is now resting in peace, and he is charged with murder for killing his own sister who was his lover. And he's on $1 million bond, and this happened in Texas. And he also was considered to be a drug dealer. So he was somebody's plug, and he was smashing his own sister. Allegedly. Now, in this picture right here, CHRISEANROCK, whatever her name is, CHRISEAN, who cares? She was one of Blueface artists. And allegedly, she got caught in Oklahoma trying to move that work. AKA, she got caught with possession and intent to distribute crack cocaine, allegedly. But in my opinion, in this picture, it looked like she might have been smoking the rock. It looked like she might have been drinking a whole lot of 6-packs and popping Molly. And I'm also going to say it again. When it's all said and done, a lot of these so-called bad bitches be doing bad. And she's in jail with no bond. So you know what that means? She ain't going to be able to fight her case. And it also shows you that the dream she thought she was going to live hanging with Blueface got her nowhere. And Blueface would not be where he at if he ain't start crip walking. And he's another one that exploited the Crip gang for pay, for money. And he's another clown, in my opinion. And this right here was his sidekick, Bozo. And if you see her face looks very masculine, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, Who cares about what any of them got going on? Because they ain't nothing but entertainment, and we just here to be entertained, and we're gonna laugh, and we're gonna clown on them because they like to stun on us, show us how much money they got, show us all these stacks of blue money. But now look at him. If he had all that money, why she had to go sell crack rock? So once again, they be telling on themselves. A lot of these people ain't rich. Look, they in debt. You heard? They in super debt. What up, Roski Productions? What up, bro? Queen of Attraction. Yeah, a lot of them in super debt. Y'all already know. She another one. They was using crit, trying to get paid. All you see them blue outfits in that baby blue. You did. You take away that whole crit from them they had. They ain't got nothing. They probably was just a junkie couple. Nothing. And we seeing the end of that. People that don't have no talent but trying to keep using the gang for clout. You starting to see the end of that right now. Did we not see Tekashi 6ix9ine use gang for clout? I don't got to keep saying these names. We already see it. The past couple years, they've been using the gang. They've been using the gang, period. Why? Because it's millions of gangbangers all over the world, on the street and in jail, and that's automatically going to get you a certain amount of views. Right now, if you in a gang or was in a gang, if somebody posts a video right now and you see that flag on that screen, or you see 10 people with that flag in their hand, you're going to click on that video just to see what they're talking about, because it's a program. But if you take away the gang and you just seen Blueface looking regular, you wouldn't even try to see what he's talking about. But when you saw him crip walking, you thought he was official. Or even if you ain't think he was official, you felt like he made the Crips look good. So you clicked on, you supported Blueface. And we did it with a lot of rappers just because they was gang. But now we see all that's coming to an end. Her name was CHRISEANROCK, and allegedly she got caught smoking the rock and selling the rock. And now she's facing charges with no bail. And she does look like Bozo in the picture. But in the other picture, she looks like the Queen Loke. And a lot of you dudes would have been letting her run your pockets because you would have thought she was a bad chick. But it is what it is. This what happened when people want that fame. When the end, you're going to get that fame, but it's going to turn into shame. Because Trey Songz is wanted for stealing booty. He's being shamed right now. And CHRISEANROCK is being shamed right now because she got caught with a pack on her trying to flip some crack rock. Queen said Blueface was smashing the crackhead. That's a fact. That's a fact. He probably was paying her in jumbos. Paying her with the baking soda whip. That's it. And it's the same chick that was in the crib acting a fool a couple weeks ago when they was trying to put her out. And Blueface couldn't even put her out. He had to call WAC 100 and the police. So we know he's soft. She probably was extorting him. You know what I'm saying? So let's be real. Don't believe everything you see, man. I'm going to leave that part at that. Salute to the chat. We about to get out of here. What we got up in here? What up, the Juice? The Juice Show. Juicy, what up? Y'all already know. ABG, BK all day. What up, bro? They don't know anybody get it. Somebody better tell them. That's what we raised in. If you want it, you can get it. You can have it either way. You keep looking for what you look. You keep looking for trouble, and you're going to get it eventually. They don't understand that. Teach TV, what up? Always pulling up. Y'all already know. We up this morning. We ready. I'm having a good day so far. That's me. Yesterday, the other days ain't been too good, but it's getting better. It's been a long month, but a fast month. What up, Roski Productions? If you haven't subscribed, you go subscribe to Roski Productions 1 and 2. He got 2 pages, you heard? That's the bro that be having me tripping, but he be speaking facts too. And like I said, everybody got to speak their own opinion. Everybody can't always agree, but you got to have your own mind nowadays. When you're a follower, you become a fool. And when you become a fool, anybody can tell you something. So if you real, guess what? You shouldn't want everybody to agree with everything you say. And a lot of you dudes, y'all be starting little cult followings, and you think everybody is supposed to agree with everything you say because you think you got mind control over people. And I'm going to leave that part at that. Also, it's going to be some clarifications coming out soon. It's some things that are going to be addressed shortly. What up, Queen? What up, Diz? What up, bro? It's going to be some things coming out shortly about false allegations and people jumping the gun, speaking on stuff, and they don't know what they're talking about. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned and pay attention to what's about to go down. Like I said, slander is one thing. Running your mouth is one thing. But when you wrong, you wrong. When truth is truth, but when you lying, you're lying. When you wrong, you wrong. And if you don't apologize when you wrong, that means you trying to keep a lie going, and that means you a fraud. So recently, we saw the mayor of New York speak out against drill music. But before that, we also see him make certain allegations about how he system and all this talk. But we also saw the mayor come out and apologize and correct his errors. So on that note, the mayor even humbled himself and cleaned up his act. And you got to respect a man when he is wrong and he fixes his errors. Nobody is perfect from fixing what they did wrong. But when you don't fix what you did wrong, that's when you become a plate. That's when you start thinking you bigger than thou and you can't be taken out. And guess what? Anybody can be put in their place when you're wrong. So the mayor was wrong about what he said about the bro, and people ran with it. But now we're going to see if they're going to correct it. If the mayor corrected his story, we're going to see if other people correct their story. And if they don't, that means they are a fraud. And a lot of people already feel that way. But when you keep standing on lies, you exposing yourself. When you think you so big, like a blowed up balloon and nobody can pop your bubble, that's when you become a fraud. And eventually, you're going to come back down to the ground and you're going to come back to nothing. A lot of you be taking this internet too far, and it's not reality. When you go out in the world, ain't no paparazzi cameras flashing at you. Ain't nobody asking for your autograph. You don't go nowhere and get no VIP treatment. You don't get no comps for free. You're not a celebrity. Understand that. And as long as you on YouTube, I don't care how big you think you is, YouTube is your boss. And they're going to tell you what you're going to say. They're going to tell you what you ain't going to say. And if you think you bigger than thou, they will cut your water off. So y'all be taking this internet thing too far. And you think you're bigger than what you really are. Because in reality, you're nobody. You step out your circle, ain't nobody going to know who you are. And that also shows you the world you think you live in ain't as big as you think it is. It's very small because you're small-minded. You get it? Sassy. What up, Sassy NJ? You got to understand that, man. Always stay humble. Always be appreciative of what you have and what you have accomplished. And always understand no matter what you got, it's always more to get. And also understand what you think you got could always be taken away. That's called life. But a lot of you dudes, you getting real big-headed. You already real big-headed. You dig? And what it is, you gassed up off your own smoke. And your vision is cloudy. So people like me, we gotta bring you back to reality and give you some clarity. And that's what my people do that speak the truth or that don't sit here and follow no cult. They're going to see what they see clearly and they're going to speak on it and put a mirror in your face so you can see how stupid you look. And guess what else? You got a whole lot of people deceived. So I will be speaking about certain things that was propaganda, certain lies that was ran with and promoted. But now we got the truth. And I'm going to say it again. Anytime you see the mayor of New York City correct his errors, that lets you know a lot of you dudes that think you big, you're really nobody until you correct your errors. But other than that, I ain't going to talk too much. And like I say, a lot of you out here throwing your little stones and all that, don't think nobody don't see what you're doing. Guess what? Your time coming very shortly too. Everybody gonna get what they deserve. Everybody gonna get what they're looking for. That's how all this works. Just know that. It's just that some of us, we got things to do. But we taking notes. You hear this? I take notes. I got a pad right here. So I don't miss nothing. And I ain't forgetting nothing. That's why I gotta write stuff down. So make sure I don't forget. Because I ain't gonna just be rambling and just going all over the place and forgetting what I need to remember. Because some of y'all been talking real slick and moving real shady. And guess what? I've been taking notes. And I'm not gonna jump when you want me to jump. I'm gonna catch you slipping. You know how this go. So keep running your mouth and keep thinking you hot right now. Keep thinking you at the top. Keep thinking you stirring up the pot. Keep thinking you got things going on behind the scenes and you got all the answers and you know it all. And everybody like you and everybody love you. And you're going to see how fast the people you think holding you down will turn on you so fast. And some of them already selling you out. You just don't know it. And that's a wicked laugh. You heard? Other than that, y'all know I'm just doing my thing. It's entertainment. Thank all y'all for pulling up. Listening to my mouth rant all this time. You dig? I salute all of y'all. It's the Fun No Fame Live episode 106. We did it again. Salute to the whole chat. Y'all always support me pulling up. Salute to everybody in the bushes. You heard? Y'all still pulling up too. It's all love. It's all good. But a lot of you ops, your day coming. I'm going to be real. Your day coming. I'm talking about the ones that got that hate. I ain't talking about the ones that disagree. I'm not talking about the ones that got their own opinion. I'm talking about the ones that got that hate, that slander, them lies. That like to keep that bad energy going. I'm talking about them. Y'all gonna get that smoke. I promise you that. Everybody else, it's all good. You heard? A little back and forth. That's healthy. That's healthy competition. That ain't nothing. You feel me? Throwing little shots. That ain't nothing. I don't care about none of that. But I do care about the ones that got that hate in their blood. Y'all gonna get y'all day. I promise you that. And a lot of y'all gonna get ran off. When it's all said and done, you're gonna run yourself off because you're gonna be so exposed. Every time you pull up, people just gonna laugh at you. And they're gonna see how foul you are. So keep running your mouth and keep doing your thing. And we're gonna see how long you're gonna last. Appreciate every y'all on the pull up. Thanks for the support. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the all notification bell. Share the video. Put your people on. And just understand that we did it again. And we'll be back tomorrow. With that note, for no fame, I'm up out of here. And y'all have a good day and a blessed day. And watch them snakes. And we out.